All right, for Algebra 1 today, we have lesson 2.3, using the distributive property. Okay, so first up, the distributive property is outlined right here. So notice we have A, or the quantity, let me get my pen. There we go. We have A times the quantity B plus C. Okay, and the distributive property is where we're taking the number that's being multiplied by the quantity, so in this case A, and we're multiplying it by each part in the quantity. So A times B is going to give us AB. And then it's also multiplied by the C. So we distribute, we share, we pass out the A to the C. So that gives us the A times C here. That is the distributive property. All right, so let's dive right in with the first one here. 4 times the quantity A plus 3B. So 4 times A is 4A plus, we're going to bring down that plus sign, 4 times 3B, so we're going to do 4 times 3 is 12, and then it's B. That's it. We just distributed. That's what we're practicing today. All right, the next one, B, 5 times 3M. Well, 5 times 3 is 15. There's M. We're bringing down the subtraction sign because that's what we had. And then 5 times 6 is 30. Done. That's our distributive property. Next up, C is 8 times the quantity negative B minus 4. So 8 times negative B is negative 8B. All right, and then we bring down the minus sign. 8 times 4 is, very nice, 32. So it's 32. Negative 8B minus 32. All right, D might look a little different. It has more terms in it, but it's still the distributive. We're going to distribute negative 2 to 3x squared. So it's negative 2 times 3 is negative 6x squared. Bring down our minus sign. Then we're going to do negative 2. And so there's a couple ways. We brought down the minus sign already. So we're just going to do negative 2 times 4. So it's going to give me negative 8x. All right, bring down our plus sign there. And then negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. So we have distributed there. Some of you will recognize that there's a minus a negative here, right? A minus a negative. We could change that to plus a positive to make it more simplified. And so then you would have negative 6x squared plus 8x plus negative 10, or you could even write that as minus 10. So 8, oh, gotta switch back to my pen. So plus 8x minus 10 would be even more simplified. Okay, because we're always multiplying the number, okay, on the outside times the coefficient. Okay, so in this case, when we just had A, it was 1. So 4 times 1A was 4A. All right, let's try E, pardon me. Negative 5 times 10x is going to give you negative 50x. Then negative 5 times a positive 1. We can take the positive with it if we want. That's going to give me a negative 5. And then negative 5 times a positive, again, you can take the sign in front of it. We're solving E a little bit differently than D. You can take the sign in front, and then you don't have to worry about bringing it down. Negative 5 times a positive 2y is a negative 10y. And then it's already simplified. Negative 50x minus 5 minus 10y. If you want to do that, you always take the sign in front of the number, the constant and the variable. So take the plus sign as a positive, take the minus sign as a negative. Okay, great work there. Then let's see about like terms. Like terms are terms that have the same variables and exponents. So in this first one, okay, I've got a list, 4x, x squared, 4x, and negative x. I want you to circle the like terms in each set. They have to have the same variable and exponents to be like terms. All right, so This one is the first one's a 4x. There's no variable. The next one is an x squared. Those are not the same. So our like variables here are 4x, x, and negative x. Okay, they're all an x. All right, with the next set, we have c squared, negative 2c squared, 7c cubed, and just 7. So they have to have the same variable, so in this case it's c, and the same exponent. In this case, the exponent is a c squared. So c squared and negative 2c squared are like terms. Okay, hopefully that helps. Because now example 3 we're going to jump into is to simplify. And yes, I know these examples are not in order. It's because I'm combining them out of your notes to make them shorter. All right, so in the first one, simplifying, we need to combine the like terms. So 3x and a positive 5x. Notice I'm taking the sign in front of the term, goes with it. So 3x plus 5x is 8x, and then we're going to bring down minus 4y. We didn't do anything with it. Okay, next up, b, we have n plus 4 minus 9 minus 5n. Well, n and negative 5n are like terms, and so are positive 4 and negative 9. So n minus 5n is going to be negative 4n, and a positive 4 minus 9 is a negative 5. So negative 4n minus 5. And perhaps I shouldn't use that yellow. So let me change colors there. All right, next up is C. Negative 5 plus 2k minus 7k plus 5. So like terms. Positive 2k, a negative 7k. That's going to give me negative 5k. Then we have a negative 5 and a positive 5. That just gives me 0. So I could write plus 0, but to simplify, which is what the directions say, it needs to be in simplest form, it's just going to be the negative 5k as simplest form. Okay, good. In D, 7x squared plus 8x minus 4x squared plus 10x. Do I have a like term with 7x squared? Excellent, yes, negative 4x squared. So 7x squared and negative 4x squared is 3x squared. Then, do I have any like terms with 8x? Good, I have a positive 10x. So that's going to give me a positive 18x. All right, very nice. And the last one, E. We've got 19y minus 7y squared plus 3y minus 14y squared. All right, so if we start with the first one, 19y, do we have any like terms with y? Yes, a positive 3y, good. So 19y plus 3y is 22y. And then we have a negative 7y squared and a positive 14y squared. So negative 7 plus 14 is going to give me a positive 7y squared. Excellent. Okay, so hopefully this is making some sense to you, because we're going to probably put them together before we leave today. All right, next up, some important things to know. We want to write terms with exponents in descending order of our exponents. So like we would want 4x to the 4th, and then minus 2x cubed plus 7x squared plus 14x. So because its exponent is 1, we just don't write it. So with that being in mind, this problem here, we would actually write as 7y squared plus 22y. The rest of them are fine, right? We had 3x squared and 18x on D. B, we put negative 4n minus 5, so we have the variable first. In A, we have two different variables. We have an x and a y. Usually we put them in alphabetical order, which is the next thing, right? Write expressions with several variables in alphabetical order. So that's what we did in A. So the example here is 4x plus 7y minus 2z. So x, y, z is alphabetical. The next one, 6a plus 9b plus minus 4c plus 2f. We put them in alphabetical order. That is just best practice when writing your answers. All right, so let's go down and look at one more thing there, a coefficient. Coefficient is the number accompanying the variable. So in this problem, 3x squared minus 7y squared plus x squared. So the number accompanying the variable. So it's the number like that goes with the variable. So what is each coefficient? All right, in the first one, it's 3. Good. The next one, we would say the coefficient is -7 because we're taking the negative with it, right? We take the minus as a negative. And the last one, just x squared. What's the coefficient there? Excellent. It is a 1. Okay. So we have a coefficient of 1 when nothing is written. It can't be 0 or it wouldn't be there at all. All right, flip over to the back and let's simplify some more. Look at all those like terms. It's so exciting. Okay, so let's look for like terms first. We have 8x cubed minus x squared, plus x cubed plus 4x cubed minus x squared plus 6x cubed. So we're going to combine all those terms. So 8 plus 1, right? That's a 1 there. We don't write that coefficient 1, but we know it's there. So 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 4 and 6 is 10. So that's 19. So we have 19x cubed. And then we have a negative x squared and a negative x squared. So it's a -1 and a -1 plus a -1. Good, it's -2. So minus 2x squared. That is as simple as it gets. We can't combine x cubed and x squared together. So fantastic. Okay, so let's look at B. We have -5